Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the garden. Today we're back for another kind of update video, see what's going on, that kind of thing. It's been a while, a lot of stuff has happened. The garden has gotten really tall and really just started to produce like crazy. But at the same time, we also just had a pretty strong thunderstorm come through with like tennis ball sized hail, and there's not any clip of it in this video. There might be in a later video, but pretty much the garden has been obliterated, which, while frustrating, at the same time it's also fun because I had started new seeds for the fall garden, and I was kind of having a conundrum anyway, like, do I tear everything out because I want to plant the fall garden, I'm not sure what to do. So I'm kind of relieved that nature made that choice for me. And so probably the next time you see a update video, this garden, as we know it right now, is going to be completely gone, and we kind of cleared out for the fall planting of broccoli and cauliflower and everything that I don't really like to tear out things that are still actively producing, obviously, but at the same time, when you're in a really tiny space, it's one of those kind of necessary things that have to get done. So in this video, you're going to see a lot of just little small harvests that I had taken before the garden got really hit hard by the rain. I have a lot of beans coming in, a lot of the heirloom beans that I planted, as well as some of my cowpeas and stuff like that. I had a lot of bush beans this year, which take up a lot of valuable space. I really should have stuck to the pole beans, but there were some varieties I couldn't resist, like this what is it, the Borlato di something something something. It's an Italian heirloom. I'll put the name of it on the screen, of course, so you guys know what I'm talking about. But beans, we also had scarlet runner beans. We had the purple potted pole bean, which is one of my all-time favorites. The purple potted pole bean and the Kentucky Wonder, or Kentucky Homestead, whatever they call it, those two beans alone just produce so well here in my yard that I could just have those. Also had the rattlesnake pole beans, which I think are really cool. I don't know, I just really like heirloom beans because there's just so much variety and so many options, things like that, in terms of growing those. A lot of the pollinator flowers in the garden are doing great. The chithonias are also in here just doing amazing. The chithonias actually made it through the storm, so there's a good chance I'm going to leave those up. I'm also going to try to leave in the sweet potatoes. I haven't got a chance to look and see how much damage was actually done to those or not. If they look good, I'm still going to leave them. Anything that looks pretty good, I'm going to leave, but a lot of this stuff just got totally, just taken over by the wind and the rain and the hail. Which, it was surprising because usually we don't have strong storms this late into the season, but it's one of those kind of challenges. If you're new to the channel, I'm in zone 6B7, Kentucky, so it's one of those kind of challenges that goes along with growing somewhere where there is the chance of really strong storms, is that things can be looking really great one day, and then the next day it's all blown over. So that's one of the main reasons I try not to get my hopes up too much when I go into this. Also had the chance to pick some corn, which was exciting. I only had a few sweet corn plants actually make it. A storm had taken out some sweet corn before, and I had probably about 10 plants left over that were nice and tall and were able to produce ears of corn. But what was exciting actually was that the pollination was really great this year. The height of the corn was great. The pollination was really great. I was really just glad to see that. In the past, corn has been hands down one of my major struggles in terms of growing stuff at home. They're a space hog. I've never really had the space for it, but I like to grow it anyway. So even though I had a few of these ears of corn, they were really good and I enjoyed them, so it was worth it, I guess. Maybe one of these days I'll have a field I can just plant a bunch of corn in, right? Maybe, maybe not, who knows. So went ahead and dug up some potatoes. These potatoes, I mean, it's way too early to be digging up potatoes. I only had, I can't remember how many potato plants I had. It was like a 4 foot by 4 foot space. It wasn't a very big space at all. Anyway, went ahead and dug some of those up. I had a nice kind of mix of new potatoes, as you know, because I harvested these pretty early. These got completely just blown over. They were kind of buried underneath amaranth plants. So I moved all that off and I went ahead and just dug these up. Really nice mix of, I think it was Yukon Gold and Red Norland potatoes. Other things out in the yard, things like the watermelons. I was so excited for the watermelons this year. I ain't even gonna lie. They were doing great, and then all of a sudden we have blossom end rot. I believe that's a calcium problem. I don't know how I'm gonna fix it. I also have already started to plant, as I mentioned, some of the fall crops. So I have things like fall flowers, biennial flowers, sweet williams, chicory, foxgloves, delphiniums, lupines, all kinds of stuff that I've already started from seed in seed trays and will be ready to transplant, hopefully, when the time is right. So I've already started all of those. In addition to that, things like cabbage and broccoli, and and Brussels sprouts and cauliflower. And pretty soon I'll be starting things that need even less time for fall. So things like my lettuces and my Swiss chard, as well as some of the hardy annual flowers that I'm going to be trying to overwinter through the winter. Obviously, things like love and a mist flower, bachelor's buttons, German chamomile, feverfew. You can see the list goes on and on and on. Sorry I don't have any footage of just, I guess, the storm damage. It was one of those things, and I was just like, ugh, and I had to get moving and clear it out while I had the motivation, because it was just, just stuff just everywhere. But hopefully we'll have a really nice, really abundant fall garden that will hopefully get some really nice harvests out of and all that stuff. That's really about it for this one. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe. I would absolutely love to have you making new ones on the regular, hopefully trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Don't think that's going to happen, but we can try our best. Thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it. If you like it, tell your friends, all that good stuff. I hope y'all are having an amazing day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.